Is that
us
time?
now, nearly FC.
Is that time of the year
Nearly FC.
that we tell Arsenal fans sorry? Is that time of the year?
Nearly there. It's quite disappointing. Nearly there.
It always happened in around this time of the year that Arsenal fans, after raising their expectations, they now dash.
Yes. Though we said it here last week during the preview, we said that we don't see Arsenal going to the finals of the Champions League. Because after watching Real Madrid's game, we discovered that Real Madrid, they are actually in trouble this season. So Arsenal just sees that opportunity. So everybody thought that Arsenal, they have defeated Real Madrid, home and away. So because of that, they have arrived. So Arsenal can win the Champions League. But playing against PSG home and away, the whole game showed otherwise. Yesterday's game was terrible. Though in the first 20 minutes, they did well. Donnarumma said no way. Because the tactics Arteta brought to the game was pressurize them under 5-10 minutes and get a goal. So when Donnarumma proved otherwise, the game became difficult. Arsenal became, I don't know, I think they felt one out. The enthusiasm warmed off. So I think PSG were ready for the game. They were ready for the 90 minutes. Arsenal just wanted to play the game for just 20 minutes. And if you saw the game, after 20 minutes, when PSG came into the game, there was no fighting spirit from the Arsenal side. But I think this is a lesson that Arteta and the Arsenal board, they need to get a striker. We need a striker.
Because
they failed to get one or two strikers. Striker is the issue with Arsenal. Last week, we said, because Partey was not there. Now Partey was in the midfield. What happened? Nothing happened.
In fact,
if you even watched the game yesterday, PSG, they were more relaxed in yesterday's game. They were just waiting for Arsenal to hit them before they come up. But when they weren't doing anything, they strike. They strike first, strike again. It's a sad one.
Who missed the penalty?
But that penalty decision, for me, it was harsh. The penalty decision was harsh. It was too harsh. Because none of the players saw it. Even the referee did not see it. Even Hakimi that played the ball, he did not complain. You understand? So bringing the play back, I think after over 3 to 5 minutes, bringing the play back to penalty, I was wondering what happened. Well, the now started showing and I said, no, nah, this is too harsh now. Yes, he brought out his hand, but this part of the
and the hand was actually at the back. It wasn't as if it was in the front.
No, the hand was not actually at the back. He sticked out his hand, actually. He stick out his hand. But I think the intention was not to prevent the ball or something. I think he was trying to stretch his leg. He was trying to stretch his foot and the hand hit the ball. But Hakimi did not complain and the referee did not see it. After several minutes, it was too harsh because if they had scored that goal, it would have killed everything about that game. It would have killed everything about that game.
So, have we
started? We have started. Dear viewers, you are welcome. It's a sad day today. That's why we haven't welcomed you, viewers. Dear viewers, you are welcome to First 11. First 11, on this show, we analyze football matches. We preview and review all football games across Europe and Africa. So we talk about football basically here. So that's all we do here. So we review and analyze football matches. So you are welcome to today's post-match analysis of the game between Arsenal and PSG. At the other end with me is Kenny. It's a sad day for all Arsenal fans around the world. So that's why we need to welcome you on time. So it's a sad day. I'm not happy. Though I never expected us to pass through PSG, but the way and manner we played yesterday, it wasn't encouraging.
Yeah. So I have to sympathize with all Arsenal fans worldwide. I told my co-host, I said this is the time of the year that Arsenal fans go back to the same form that they give us last season. It has been happening season after season. Towards the end of the season, Arsenal is always giving one excuse or the other for their failures. But I think this time around, Mikel Arteta should look back and see how his inability to get a striker in January. PSG, they were able to get in Kvaratskhelia, and he made a lot of difference for them. But Arteta failed. He insisted on not signing a striker, and we can see that it backfired. In that game against PSG, we could see the number of times Saka squared some balls into the box, but
and there was nobody
instinctive
to finish up with the
striker to finish it up.
with the square play by Saka.
Arsenal need a goal threat in the box in the form of a Victor Osimhen, a Victor Gokieres, or even Alex Isak, who do the job. They need a striker, a 30-goal a season striker, and I'm sure that the Arsenal board, they are going to look into that in the next transfer window.
That game is gone. We have become nearly FC, and the season is about coming to an end. Trophyless.
Wow.
No Champions League, no Premiership, no Carabao Spoon, no FA Cup. We are struggling now to qualify for the fourth place for the Champions League. If we lose our 3 games, we may be out from the Champions League next season.
Wow. That would be
disastrous.
I'm sure that's not going to happen. Arsenal is going to see
definitely not.
Arsenal is going to see out the rest of it.
Yeah. Definitely and not. Arteta was interviewed last night, and you can see the comment that he made saying Arsenal is the best team in this year's Champions League. Can you imagine? Why would he say that? Arsenal is not the best team in this year's Champions League.
That's delusional.
You should be in the final. You are the best team in this year's Champions League. It's quite embarrassing.
Beating PSV or Real Madrid, a lackluster Real Madrid. Maybe that's what gave him the impression that
beating Real Madrid does not make you the best team in this year.
Everybody knows Real Madrid is not in form.
This season, Real Madrid, they are not in form. It's clear to the blind that Real Madrid, they are not in form this season.
Everybody. Real Madrid is not in form. In fact, over the weekend, they are playing Barcelona in their Clásico this weekend. But before then, we saw Barcelona coming up against Italian giants, Inter Milan. What do you think of that match?
Yes, that match was fire. Yesterday, we did a review on that game. Yes, it was quite obvious that Barcelona bottled up that game. From the consensus agreement we had during our review, we observed that Barcelona, immediately after they scored the 3rd goal, the coach, Hans Flick, should have introduced a defender to seal up that game. And the Barcelona players should have made some more effort to hold on more to the ball. I think that was their own doing, because look at extra additional time of 92nd minute. That was when the equalizer came. A 37-year-old man, by a 37-year-old man. Francisco Acerbi, 37-year-old man. It was, for me, it was the fighting spirit of the Inter players. Yes, they never say die attitude of the Inter players.
Yeah, they never say die.
They were ready to die on the pitch in that game. They were ready to die on the pitch.
It was a good advert for football. One of the best games of football I've seen in a long while. One of the best.
Yes. And a lot of praises must also go to the goalkeeper and Sommer. Yeah, he saved a lot of.
He was deservedly given the man of the match.
Yes, he did a lot. Let's go back to the Arsenal PSG game. What do you think went wrong in the game between Arsenal and PSG?
I think, like I said before, there was a lack of focal points in the Arsenal attack. In a game of this magnitude, at this level, you need a striker that can get you over the line. Arsenal didn't have that. They had some chances, Saka particularly, squaring up some balls into the box, but there was no finisher, a natural finisher to complete the job. And then they also have the misfortune of meeting an informed Gianluigi Donnarumma, who was in the form of his life. he saved them from Martinelli and
oh my God, that guard. Oh my God.
of the game. So I think overall, Arsenal, it wasn't as if they were bad.
No.
Because I think they just missed that soccer punch.
That cutting edge.
That cutting edge was missing. If they had that cutting edge, if they had a particular a Victor Osimhen in front, he would have dragged the team. He would have inspired the team. Maybe with one goal, assuming they had that luck according to their game plan of scoring that first goal, it would have turned the tie in their favor. But they met Donnarumma, who was in form, who was determined not to allow any goal to pass him. So maybe next season we'll see a new and improved Arsenal, because they have all it takes. They have young players and they have a manager who is on top of his game, even though he has failed to address the critical areas of the team, which is the need for a goal, a 30 goal a season striker, and then he also need one more winger to complete the job. But overall, PSG had a good game, and congratulations to Luis Enrique, and we hope they will serve us a classic final come May.
Of course, come May.
27 or 29 in Munich.
We hope so. We hope to watch a classic game between Inter and PSG towards the ending of this month. We hope to see a classic game. So Arsenal, they've lost. They're out of this year's Champions League. So we are the nearly FC. But I will also want to ask, do you think that Saka could have done better? Saka mixed some open goal chances. There was this ball after when the game was still 2-1. There was this chance he missed, an open net.
Well, I think for context, you have to look at that ball very critically. For one, Saka is not in
the flight of the ball.
The flight of the ball. And then the reaction of the goalkeeper too played a part in making him confused if he was actually going to get the ball. The keeper went for that ball, but he missed it. And then the flight of the ball too. And then don't forget, Saka is just returning from injury. But overall, I will tell you that I'll give Saka 8 out of 10 in that game. He did his best, but his best was not enough. Anybody could have missed that chance. I know that chance you are talking about. I think it happened in the 85th or 85th minute or thereabouts, after his consolation goal.
But don't you think that Saka and Odegaard, they held on to the ball for too long each time they had the ball?
Well, I'm not going to say they held on to the ball for too long, because if you watch the game very well, Merino is supposed to be the focal point. So he's not always in the box. Assuming there was
Merino is not a striker.
Yeah, that's the problem. If there is nobody in the box, what do you expect Saka to do? But if Saka knows that there's somebody in the box, then there's nothing that is going to stop him from just releasing the ball to the front, to the striker, for him to do the job. But he's always probing. He's always having 2 or 3 men on him. So he's always looking out for a closer teammate to play with. So I don't think Saka was holding on to the ball for too much. He's not that kind of player. Saka is always economical with the ball. He's not the player that likes to give the opponents the ball. And the same thing I will say about Odegaard. He was not always holding on to the ball. I think they played a good game, but in the end, it happens. What happened, happened.
It's all right. We're out of the ECS Champions League. Though before the Champions League started, I never expected Arsenal to get to the semi-final of this year's Champions League. Yeah. You ask me. So I think that they have exceeded my expectation. So, which is good. They've exceeded my expectation. So I think it's fine. We hope for next year. See if next year will be better than this season. Because I know that next year, every other team too, they will all buckle up too. So that is the problem. Yeah. That is the issue. You know, so I think Arsenal, for me, I think we should focus on our league next year. We should focus on winning the Premiership next year by getting, like you said, a striker, a 30-goal striker. So PSG, they knew that they needed someone, and they went into the market and got in Kvaratskhelia, and you have seen the impact that Kvaratskhelia has had on PSG. His impact
was
cannot be
everywhere,
denied
defending
in the
everywhere.
team, playing good football. It's all good. So, viewers, we have come to the end of the review of the match between Arsenal and PSG. Please don't forget to watch out for the video for the preview of the final of the UEFA Champions League match between Inter Milan and Paris Saint-Germain. Coming up next week. Next week, we'll bring out that video. So stay tuned to our channel. And please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and like our post. Thank you for watching. See you on our next video. Goodbye.